Always incredible, doing the impossible, overcoming every obstacle. Aidi gang unstoppable. Aidi, 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 Aidi. Aidi, 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 Aidi. Aidi, 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 Aidi. Aidi, 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 Aidi. Always incredible, doing the impossible, overcoming every obstacle. Aidi gang unstoppable. Aidi, 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 Aidi. More O's in the Aidi. VIP in the party. I don't even need ID. Busting out the ops like Ali. This ain't a shit corn, nobody. Every time we pump, it's a slam dunk. I don't gotta throw the alley. Aidi, 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 Aidi. This is more than a meme corn. What you see is utility. This is more like a dream corn. The dev base and the team strong. Plus might make millionaires. Get on now before we take off. Be a first generation billionaire. Aidi, 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 Aidi. No FUD in my body. So tough, yeah, they know it was. All the scam corns with a copy. Got BSC just to bridge the gap. Buy versa, burn Aidi. Sell versa, burn Aidi. You gotta buy and hold to make profit. Aidi, 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 Aidi. Aidi gang gets a posse. Paper hands can't stop me. Making money is the policy. Do the math at Aidi Craft. New home of the NFTs. Mint art seller for Versa E. More verse for Aidi E. Aidi, 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 Aidi. More O's, more commas. Just a matter of timing. I retired my mama. Yeah, about to wait to sleep a giant. No bump and dump, just science. None come first like Aidi verse. You can check the tokenomics. Aidi, 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 Aidi. Aidi, 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 Aidi. Aidi, 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 Aidi. Aidi, 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 Aidi. Always incredible, doing the impossible, overcoming every obstacle. Aidi gang unstoppable. Aidi, 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 Aidi. Aidi, 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 Aidi. Aidi, 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 Aidi. Aidi, 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 Aidi. Always incredible, doing the impossible, overcoming every obstacle. Aidi gang unstoppable. Aidi, 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 Aidi. Aidi, 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 Aidi. Aidi, 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 Aidi. Aidi, 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 Aidi. Always incredible, doing the impossible, overcoming every obstacle. Aidi gang unstoppable.
What's good, everybody? Stand by for me 1 second. Gonna get started just a moment. Everybody, just another minute. I hop on. Hope everybody's doing good. We'll get started just a second.
Always incredible, doing the impossible, overcoming every obstacle. Aidi gang unstoppable.
Can someone hit up Discord for me? Drop this on Discord. All right, what's good, everybody? Excuse me, this is Meech. Hope everyone's doing well. Shout out to Elvito919 for the Aidi Gang song. I know it has been a minute, but your boy has a lot going on with life and work and family and all that good stuff. Not to say you guys don't, but I know for sure I have. So, but here I am. Here we are. We are still rolling and going, even in a market of full of uncertainties, roller coasters, ups and downs and ups, and trading sideways. We are still going and making the best moves that we can. So still grinding at it non-stop. So thanks for hanging there with us. So for those hopping on again, thanks for joining. I am Meech. Appreciate y'all for joining. for those of you, if this is your first AMA with us, while you're here, please hit that like or subscribe. Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss anything else. There are a number of things that are happening in the pipeline, not just now, but coming up in a matter of weeks to months. And you don't want to miss it. So if you're not a Telegrammer, if you're not a social media person, as far as Twitter or Facebook, hit the subscribe, because everything we do, whether it's new releases, um, literally any announcements like we are here now, is how-to videos, how to do this, how to do that. It is going to be here on YouTube. It is always going to be here. I can promise you that. If you're on Telegram, it's going to be pinned. You see it anywhere else, don't buy it. So hit that like, hit that subscribe. So, all right, let's get the ball rolling. Let's see here. Hope everyone, again, is doing well and doing good and staying safe, staying healthy. I'm going to share our update for, let me say here. Well, bear with 1 second, guys. There we go. So here's our update. And then I'll go, as I'm going through the update of what's going on and what's happening. I kind of drop some little extras here and there, elaborate more on some things. And if you got any questions, just drop it in the chat. And my guys, Ben, Jeremy, or Extreme will definitely answer them for you if you have any questions, and they'll ping me as well if there's anything I need to elaborate on. So to date, Aidi ETH and Aidi ETH is about to go we're about to go through some big changes with ETH that I'll go over in a few moments. Aidi ETH has burned today 59.9%. That's not going to change anytime within the next few weeks or soon. Why? Again, I'll go over that in a few moments. So IDBSC burned to date 54.1%. 100 trill burned within the last 2 weeks. And Versematic rewards for this distributed total to date is just shy of $14,000, which is equivalent to, looks like, about 1,900 Matic. We at a weekly change, 1,900 Matic valued at $2,715. So Matic, for those that are not aware or not fully updated in that regard, as far as Matic rewards, you buy Verse. About a month or so ago, we went through migration, moved Verse ETH over to Polygon. Everything tokenomics are all the same with Verse, except where previously, if you held more than 500 Verse, you would get Ethereum rewards. Now you're getting Matic rewards on Poly. So I'm personally seeing those rewards come in a heck of a lot more often personally in my wallet than I did see them on Ethereum. A lot of that is due to being on a cheaper network. Things are a lot cheaper. Folks are able to buy a lot easier, for a lot less gas. When I say a lot less gas, we're talking 2 to 3 cents per transaction, quite literally. So before, it was hard to buy a significant amount of Verse. Now you can literally go in and buy 1 or 2 Verse if you so choose, because gas is like little to like none. It's so cheap, it's like ridiculously cheap. So it's literally affordable to everyone. So again, load up on Verse. More Verse you have, more rewards you see, more rewards you get to reinvest in Verse, or invest it in something else if you choose, or just cash it out. So that Matic out, if is your investment. So you do what you like to do with that. So moving on to our news and base dev updates. All bug fixes are on track for ID Craft. That include, not includes, but a Polygon integration on track for month's end, which is within the next week or so. After the AMA later on this evening, we do have a leadership meeting all the leadership, of course, including our devs and everything. We have quite an extensive meeting ahead of us tonight. So we'll be solidifying that. So within the next couple weeks, I say for sure we should definitely have a good date as far as ID Craft being 100% to go, bug fixes, Polygon integration, and all that. So stay tuned for some more solid information within the coming days. So ID Bets, different development team working on ID Bets. We hired a third party company to work on ID Bets. So it wouldn't pull from our internal dev team resources or pull them away from everything they're working on with ID Craft and everything else within the IDverse. So we from our ID Bets test group. Sorry, just drew a blank from our test group that we had. Thanks again to everyone that volunteered or we asked, and you guys said absolutely. That decided to help us out with that to beta test it. ID Bets. They've taken those bugs and made a number of fixes. We looked over again and said, missed this or that, and so they're looking back at that, and we should definitely have a launch date to announce within the coming days. So we'll be able to provide a date along with a marketing plan for that as well. Wallet Connect is complete with ID Bets, so stay tuned for that. ID Bets, it's gonna be big, it's gonna be huge, but what can make it big and even or bigger and more huge is you, the holders, is us as a community. So we can do the thing where we can do one thing where what money can't do. We can shill the hell out of it. Tell our friends, tell our families, tell folks, get on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. If you're an aspiring YouTuber, do a video, get your channel going, share it with us. We will put it on blast. We will gladly share it and help you build your subscriber base, because that's what we're about and that's what we do. Okay, so stay tuned for that coming soon, very, very soon. Again, that's something else on our agenda tonight to speak with Chris about getting that those final details. Aidi raffle is development has begun to get it added to and that reminds me, Aidi Bets. We will have a link to, of course, Aidi Bets on the Aidi Finance website as well. So everything you'll be able to link to anything we do in the Aidiverse. Utilities will, the homepage, the main home base is going to be, our regular website, and you'll be able to link to it from there. Aidi raffle development has begun to get it added to the website. For those that are aware of Aidi raffle is just not your regular typical raffle idea, I guess you could say. So Aidi raffle is going to be a really good NFT raffle, kind of just break it down, basically kind of simplify it, where you as holders will be able to buy NFTs and actually potentially make some money as well. So look for more details with that once the development is pretty much just about done with that as well. Once that is done, we will lay it out as simple and as easy as possible for everyone to know and understand. So that is also coming very soon, within a matter of days. So if you guys see everything I'm saying is coming in a matter of days, let me back up. We initially we're considering making Aidi raffle like an NFT raffle. So it's not necessarily going to be NFT raffle. There will be raffle tickets. So yeah, it's just gonna be a regular ticket. So we kind of pivoted around from that for several reasons, and I just forgot about that or just missed that. So excuse me there. Just made the correction. Thanks, guys. But yeah, stay tuned for that. But from everything I've just mentioned, if you notice, there's a recurring theme of coming within a matter of days. Or a couple weeks coming very soon, because all of this is literally being worked on at the same time with limited resources. We can't be everywhere at one time, but we're literally trying to do just that, and we're stretched out, but we're still um, making it happen and doing what we can. This is including our dev team. So where it may seem, or the optics from one's point of view, where nothing's going on, I can absolutely assure you there's plenty going on behind the scenes. It's just, we kind of have to be careful, which we've learned in the past, with what information we give and when we get it, because things can be kind of definitely misconstrued or taken out of context, or even released prematurely. So once things get to a point where we can say, all right, boom, we will get it out there. So as I've stated in the past, we're not just twiddling our thumbs, staring at the ceiling, or just, staring at the stars. Like, no, we are absolutely not. We are doing everything we can, trying to think of everything we can to help make this project a success. We recently over the weekend listed Verse with EverRise. So we are Verse is now in the EverRise ecosystem. If you're not sure of EverRise, go check them out. Go to their website. Now, I kind of woke up this morning. I'm kind of pivoting a little bit from taking the side step from the graphic really quick. Woke up this morning and saw a few messages regarding the listing. I've intentionally not responded for various reasons, several reasons, but I'm going to address it now. You guys have to understand, and well, first, let me put this: never expect a pump with any move that's made. Not every move it's going to have a pump. Don't set yourself up like that. Don't do that to yourselves. I learned that the hard way forever ago. Do not expect a massive pump with every single move, especially with the market conditions being what they are currently, not just in crypto, and traditional stocks as well. Some moves, a lot of moves, and I've mentioned this in chat, are strategic moves. These aren't a move. If it comes with a pump, then hey, that's great. That's great. That's amazing. That's awesome. Not every move is going to cause or be followed with a massive pump or massive surge of buys. For example, now do not take what I'm about to say as a comparison, comparing our project with another project. I'm not saying we're like them. Do not, in disclaimer, I'm not saying it at all. So please do not think that I am. For example, a big major token or project that we are all aware of, I'm not going to say their name, was just a few days ago listed on Robinhood. I know a lot of you know who I'm referring to, okay? But if you go look at their chart, and this is no shade, no FUD whatsoever, a lot of people that I personally know, were expecting to probably be retired right now once that happened. They've been waiting for months for that to happen. And I can assure you, not a single one of them are in retirement right now. Why? Because we expected once that happened, there would be a massive pump. And we go to the bank, pull out a lot of money, and we're retired. You can do not set yourselves up like that. Not every move is going to cause a pump. A lot of moves we make are going to be, and I can't say it enough, is strategy. It's not for today. It may not even be for tomorrow, but weeks down the line, next few weeks to months, it's more of opening a door to endless possibilities. First listing with EverRise is one of those moves. We're in the door. um, they, like us, they have not come close to reaching their full potential of what they could be and where they're headed. Now that we're in the door, we can essentially ride to go along with them to the top. Okay. So we'll be discussing, especially now that we're within their ecosystem. I know I personally have some ideas. I know Ben has some ideas as well, where we can, and we've actually discussed with Everrise. Maybe them actually, and they're actually they sound on board with it. They were like it was a good idea. Them actually having their own NFT project within, or limited edition NFT project with Aidi Craft. It within Aidi Craft. It's things and ideas like that we're exploring to help build and solidify that relationship, which can then turn into that pump everyone is wanting and looking for. We're not just your, or if you haven't learned and figured it out yet, we're not just a regular, ordinary, everyday crypto project. We're literally building an NFT company. Okay. So if you've had that thought or process, we're just a standard, it's a regular NFT crypto project, get it out your head. That's not the case. That's not what we are. That's not what we're trying to be. If in all honesty, I can speak for myself. I can't speak for Jeremy Extreme, Ben, or any of the other guys, Marlon, and Mersad. Shout out to Mersad, by the way, our newest member into the leadership, the project leadership team. I can't speak for them, but for myself, if I had doubts where we would, things would be that bad or anything like that, I can assure you, I would not be here still in the project, still holding all tokens, and all. We have what, 3 tokens? I have them all. I would not be holding. I wouldn't be here. Like right now, instead of being on this call, on here talking to you guys and with you guys, I'd be downstairs with my daughters. I can hear them screaming right now, probably running their grandmother crazy. But I would be down there with them, probably outside on the swing set or something, or just chilling, drinking a beer. I wouldn't be here, but I am here with you guys. I would have pulled my money out, taking my losses, whatever, and been gone. Okay, so I hope that gives you some kind of security, some kind of comfort as to what we're trying our hardest to build here. In addition, it doesn't help anyone. It doesn't help, and it doesn't look good, one, and it doesn't help anyone. It doesn't help myself. It doesn't help us as a leadership team. But more importantly, it doesn't help you as an investor to fund your own investment in open chat. It never helps. Why does it not help? Why? Because it could take one person that has the potential to join that chat and has the potential to drop 10 ETH, 5, 10 ETH or more in the project, and to see the flooding messages and then they're completely turned off and leave. So please do not do that to your investment. Don't do that to yourself. Have I been frustrated at times? Absolutely. I'm not going to sit here and tell you I have not. I'm not going to lie to you, tell you that I've not. I have. Absolutely. Why have I been frustrated? Because, and the guys, the team would tell you why, because unfortunately, back due to VB and his, and I'll say it, with his idiotic move back in late October, it definitely slowed things down for us. Will we be a little bit further on than we are? Highly likely. If not for that move, for what he did, that definitely put a speed bump in our plans. However, we're still here, still moving along. Other projects didn't survive what he did at all. They've shut the doors, they're gone. But we're still here, still kicking, still scraping and scratching and crawling and moving along to help build this project, and up to where it needs to be. So, all right, I'm done rambling on. Let me get back on track, guys. Jeremy, Extreme Ben, you guys are supposed to stop me, man. You guys are supposed to keep me on track. Yeah, okay, so back on track, marketing and other updates. Aidi Poly tokenomics vote. So yeah, that's outside of Aidi bets. Outside of Aidi bets coming out, still development of Aidi Connect is we're still working on that. Aidi raffle, I would say the next biggest move in the ecosystem would be Aidi ETH moving over to Polygon in June. However, before we do that, given the significant change of things, we as leadership, we just can't do that. Well, we could, but it wouldn't be right. Why? Because it involves making that kind of move. We're looking at making a change to the tokenomics, which you, or including us, the entire community, should have a say in what happens there. We're, as a lot of projects claim to be, we're a community driven project and value our community. I sometimes feel we're a little too open to community feedback, but that's just what it is. It's the right thing to do. So look out for a poll. I'm going to say we'll solidify that this evening in our leadership meeting for sure. There were a couple other questions. We about had it done, but a couple other questions did come up. We just need to write in stone tonight, and I can say look for that vote coming tomorrow. So we're probably going to give you at least a couple options as a community to choose from. I can say either way, regardless, we're looking at Aidi paying out Matic as well, like Verse currently does. So that would, I'm fairly confident that would be in the option. So of course, with that, it'll involve a change to the tax. But it definitely won't be definitely near what Verse is, for sure. So yeah, keep an eye on that poll to be pinned everywhere within the next day or so. Okay. Shield contest is currently being piloted within the Persian group. Shout out to Mersad again. He's heading that initiative. That'll launch within the next 2 weeks. And if that goes well, we'll integrate it everywhere else. Please definitely get hyped for Aidi Bets release. As I mentioned a few moments ago, a release date will be dropped very soon within the coming days, within the next week or so. We should definitely have a date, given all the bug fixes have been made by that third party. As always, beware scammers. None of us are going to just randomly email you saying, asking for key phrases, nothing like that. If it sounds remotely kind of weird, get an open chat and ask. Okay, drop a screenshot or something and ask someone, and we can definitely confirm. I can say now, no one from leadership is going to ask you for any of that. The only thing we may ask for is a wallet address, and that's it. And that's if you won member of the week or something like that. And speaking of member of the week, shout out to Nas Lord for always shilling all over Twitter, positive attitude always, and pushes Aidi constantly. No, it's not Nas Lord, if I'm saying that right. Shout out to you as our member of the week. Congratulations. Please drop us a DM, Jeremy or Extreme or myself or Ben, and we'll get you taken care of. So that said, I think I went through my notes. Does anyone have have any questions at all? I wasn't looking at the comment section. Does anyone have any questions? Really want to see hear from them there. That was I don't want to do. I expect myself to lead and face. If I was running the company, comes with the territory. I mean, even to just say thank you. Yeah, I feel you, David. And then at the same time, that to be fair, that's your take on it, which is, not to say you're wrong by any means whatsoever. I definitely feel you, but some folks, and it's like you have that take on it. Others are, may not necessarily feel as comfortable to be out there in that way where they are, but can feel comfortable in other ways. It took a lot for myself to come out and, on chat or on, video like this to do this, but, professional and my speaker for myself personally, this is in a way kind of good for me because I've been kind of trying to work on this outside of crypto, but in my professional industry as well, working on public speaking and things of that nature. So but to each their own, but I can definitely assure you that my colleagues, and the leads, the project leads, whether Extreme, Jeremy, Marlon, Mersad, Ben, they all, care just as much as I do. And I can assure you they're all working just as hard equally. So I as a part of the league, I don't feel a certain type of way at all about them because I know they're constantly grinding just as I am. And then at the same time, taking care of at home and, work obligations as well. And I do feel comfortable to say that they do appreciate you, Dave. I appreciate you too, man. And those in Telegram, if you have questions too, feel free to drop them there. If you're not on, so if you can't on YouTube for whatever reason. All right, I'm just hold on for another second. If no one has any questions, I will gladly shut it down in just a moment. No. Aidi raffle for which coin? It's not necessarily for a specific coin, it's for the project as a whole. But again, details for that are coming. We'll have that all laid out bullet by bullet for you. How it works, how much you could win, and it's not going to be just one person winning either. It's nothing like that. It's definitely going to be worth it and affordable to buy a ticket for sure. I know I'll be buying a few myself. No. Anyone else? Speak now. Because I know usually folks have a lot of questions, a lot of things to say in open chat. So now you got me here on live. I'm here and willing and able to answer your questions you may have. Nope. Okay, well, that said, for anyone that's listening to this recording that are probably like sleep or at work or something that, you guys know where to find us. Just drop a message in chat on Telegram or Discord or DM. And if you have any questions, anything that I may need to clear up or kind of revisit to myself or Ben, Extreme, or Jeremy, and we got you covered. So Yeah, for those that were able to join us, thanks for listening in. I appreciate it. And I look forward in the coming days to providing some more in-depth information and dates and launch dates on what's happening and what's going on and coming down the pipeline. So I appreciate you all. One more, and I did miss one note with the Aidi Poly vote. Load up, it's going to happen. I can assure you that now. It's highly likely going to happen. The migration to Polygon, which means higher taxes. So you're probably better off going ahead and load up now while you can before that happens. But not financial advice, just a financial recommendation. Appreciate you guys. Please stay positive, stay healthy, stay safe, and we'll catch you all on Idiverse. Be easy.